Season 2, Episode 7. Nelson Mandela, Endurance, Discipline, and the Long Road to Freedom. I never lose. I either win or learn. Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was born in 1918 in the small village of Mazeo in South Africa's Eastern Cape. The country was already a land divided, not by imagination, but by law. Apartheid, a system of racial oppression, was tightening its grip. For Mandela, life was never simple. He was black in a society built to suppress him, limited from education, opportunity, and voice. From early on, he learned about injustice firsthand. As a young man, he witnessed the humiliation of his people, the arbitrary power of white authorities, and the brutal consequences of resistance. And yet, he did not retreat into despair. Instead, Mandela began to study, to organise, and to act. He became a lawyer, defending the marginalised, learning the law as a tool to protect the powerless. But he quickly realised that justice within a system built on oppression was not enough. In the 1940s and 50s, he helped form the African National Congress Youth League, pushing for a more active struggle against apartheid. They protested, organised strikes, and challenged unjust laws. Mandela's courage was evident. He willingly risked arrest and reputation, knowing the cost of speaking out could be death. By the 1960s, the state struck back. Mandela and others were arrested and charged with sabotage. He faced life imprisonment, 27 years behind bars. 27 years. A time in which most would have crumbled, compromised, or been forgotten. But Mandela chose discipline over despair. Prison could have destroyed him. The cells were small, harsh, and isolating. Guards were brutal. News from the outside was minimal. Yet he disciplined himself. He read voraciously, law, philosophy, politics, world history. He maintained dignity, patience, and clarity of purpose. He refused to let anger control him. He endured with moral resolve. From a Stoic perspective, Mandela's life in prison exemplifies everything the philosophy teaches. Accept what you cannot change. Focus on what you can. He could not end apartheid from a cell, but he could govern his mind, his habits, and his responses. Virtue matters above comfort. He resisted bitterness, humiliation, and the temptation to betray his values for personal gain. Courage and patience define character. He did not allow suffering to compromise his ethics. He endured in order to emerge capable of true leadership. Upon release in 1990, the world expected rage, vengeance, and unrest. But Mandela chose reconciliation over revenge, building a vision of a rainbow nation where former oppressors and oppressed could coexist. He negotiated, compromised, and led with moral authority rather than coercion. His presidency was not perfect, but it was transformative. Mandela showed that moral discipline under adversity can yield enduring impact, far beyond what fear, violence, or resentment can achieve. His patience, courage, and strategic vision inspired not just South Africa, but the world. Mandela's life teaches us that freedom is not only the absence of chains, but the mastery of oneself. True power, he showed, comes not from domination, but from resilience, reflection, and acting consistently with principle. Nelson Mandela forces us to consider the long game. Life will bring injustice, cruelty, and setbacks. We cannot control others' actions, but we can control our own courage, our response, and our integrity. Endurance, reflection, and disciplined action, these are the tools for transforming oppression into progress, pain into wisdom, and suffering into lasting influence. And if I had to choose one lesson from his life, it would be this: hold firm to your principles, endure what must be endured, act with courage and reflection, because real change requires patience, discipline, and moral clarity.